Let's turn our attention to the AFL doping controversy. Wayne Goldsmith is a coach and high-performance manager. He's worked with the ARU, Australian Rugby Union, in sports science and in a number of Olympic sports. And he joins us now live from the Gold Coast. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning, Steve. How are you this morning?
Extremely well, very well indeed. I'm sure it's warmer where you are, but nevertheless, what's your assessment of the furore that's currently surrounding the Bombers?
Yeah, look, really fascinating story, isn't it? That the first thing for me is that they've hung out these two guys to dry, the sports scientist and Dean Robinson, and say, well, these are the two guys responsible. Look, nothing happens in a footy club without the full knowledge and consent of the manager, the team manager, the footy manager, the head coach, most of the coaching staff. The players have already said that they were on board and they'd signed consent forms. Look, it's very interesting that they've said, look, these are the two guys, these are the bad guys. But it's really about the culture and the performance of the pill right through not just that footy club, but the AFL, and I'm sure it'll broaden into the NRL, Super Rugby, and maybe even the A-League.
You sounded away, Wayne, that you're not surprised that this has happened sort of roughly at this time. Were you expecting something like this to come out eventually?
Oh yeah, look, I think it's well known in professional footy and sport generally that pills are very much available. Look, you'd go to the pre-match in almost any AFL, NRL, Super Rugby game, and you find the players routinely taking vitamin pills, creatine supplements, even caffeine tablets. I mean, caffeine tablets given out like lollies in some cases. There's this culture around, look, we need to win. We've got to find a way to win. Let's do whatever we can, within the rules, of course. So we're not saying that anyone deliberately would be breaking the rules. But look, let's test the limits. If we can take something and we think and believe that it's going to give us an edge, let's just take it. And I think this is just the wrong way to be looking at professional football.
Well, I think, there is a view out there in the public, apart from being shocked about, the possibility that, maybe they've stepped over the line in this instance, but also that I suppose footballers are taking so many extra things, so many supplements, and intravenously being injected. Do you think at some stage the whole sport, not just AFL, but all sports have to pull back from this?
Yeah, I think so. Look, I think it's the nature of human beings, isn't it? We want a quick fix. We want an instant solution. Look, the only thing that really improves performance is consistent hard work, resting really well, and believing in yourself and what you do. There's no shortcuts to it, but our nature is we've got to find an edge. We've got to find a shortcut. That's why so many people are being paid a lot of money in footy clubs, professional sports and Olympic sports to find an edge. They say, look, just let's try something. Let's try a pill. Let's try a powder. Let's try a drink. Let's see if we can find a way of getting to the top or finding a way to win other than just doing the hard work. And I think I really think it's a bad message to send to kids and to parents, because they read this and they go, hang on, all the footy players are doing this. Maybe my little Johnny on Saturday morning before under-9 soccer should be taking something. And that's really where it's gone crazy.
Have you had much to do with Stephen Dank or Dean Robinson, Wayne?
Oh, no, not at all. Not those guys specifically. But I mean, I'm really thinking about that culture. And those guys are only doing what they're paid to do. They come into a footy club environment and they're being told, guys, find us a way to win. Get us an edge. Give us something that no one else has got. Give us something that we can believe in, that's going to give us something and help us to win a game. And those guys and many others like them are being paid to do that. They're just doing their job, and they wouldn't have been doing it in isolation, and they certainly wouldn't have been doing it without the approval of several people around them.
So very briefly, Wayne, given what you just said, what needs to change at football clubs? What needs to change in that pressure that people are putting on to get an edge?
Yeah, I think they've got to get away from what I call the performance and appeal culture. Go back to saying footy is about consistent hard training, working well together as a team, believing in yourself, recovery, sleep. Stick to the basics. Get all those things right, and then, okay, maybe let's look for an edge. But I think it's a little bit too easy now. They're starting to say, let's look for the edge first, let's look for the shortcuts first, let's look for the easy solutions first, and it's just not the way to go. It's a bad image for the sport. It's a terrible way to sell the sport to young kids, and something's got to be done about the culture far broader than just this one incident.
We shall see what transpires. Wayne, thanks so much for your time this morning. Really appreciate you joining us on the program.
Thanks, Steve.